Hi Claudia, let me see if I can cover all your questions in this video. The first question is this, and yes, as you can see in the video, we are making a solution for that where we will add this text and then that will be an exception, or maybe even you could add this text, so no matter what he wrote behind it, I don't know. You can choose that yourself how you will add it, and also you could add this numbers because it will probably in most cases be because he wrote something like this and not because it's part of a phone number. So that will solve a lot of them. I can see that you did many yesterday and we went down a lot. Then we have these two questions, that sometimes an email already exists or sometimes a username has special characters. The reason we have this problem is because we imported all users from the old system, and in the old system we had a different some different rules, and that means that we might have had a user that was signed up with the same email address 5 times in the old system, and that is not possible in the new system. But because we imported it to the database, when we try to save his info, it checks and sees if he's already there with that email address, and then it says we cannot save it. So how should we solve this? What I usually do is that I take the email address and check his other account. I try to see if that's an active account or maybe he didn't use it for anything and it's just an old account, and then I probably delete the other account and see if that can solve the problem. If that's, another solution what you could do is just make a Podio issue and then add all those ID numbers of these users, and then I will take them one by one and solve them at some point. About the username, that's the same case that it was okay to have certain kind of username in the old system, but in the new system we don't allow these, but because they are imported, they can actually log in with these usernames and use them until they try to save something. And that's not very good usability either. So it's just a solution that we haven't found any solution for this problem. But slowly we are getting rid of these old usernames. And what we also sometimes do is write an email to that user and say we have changed your username so that it's this instead of this. Anyway, this I've only seen this one time. So if he didn't choose a region, maybe you could just pick one in his, you can see his hometown and you might be able to see where is he from, and just pick one so that we will be able to save that data. I don't know how this problem appears because it should be a forced choice that you have to pick one region. But anyway, and then we have this one, which is also something that we have added later. We wanted to ask the artist, who is your contact person? So on the first login, if we don't have the contact person's name, we will ask him who is responsible for the bookings, and we will show this picture to him. And what I usually do if I see one of these pictures, first of all, it's a sign that this artist has not logged in for a very long time. So he's probably not very active, but we want to remove his web address anyway. So what I usually do is, of course, in the cases where I can see the artist's name and his name is, for example, Claudia Lemmel, I will just put in the same name as his booking contact. Another thing I sometimes do is I just put in the artist name as first name and last name, so that will just result in that the place where we use this, it will just show his artist name instead of the booking responsible. So this is a small problem, and in order for us to fix all these spam issues, I think it's a good thing to just input the artist name as first and last name here. So now to the last two. Where to add a spam from the tagline and where to edit from the sub-user categories. Let's try and do that so that you can see it. And this is also a little bit embarrassing area, because we have built on this system you know, on top and on top and on top, so some things has become incredible unuser friendly, and especially the tagline is not user friendly, because if you see down here in the presentation page, we have info hinzufügen, and it would make sense to put it under there, but it's not under there. It's actually in the profile meter, where we have one of the informations called fügen Sie Ihrer Präsentationsseite eine Etikett bei. So you have to log in as that user, press on the Aktualisieren here in the profile meter, go to this page, click here, and here you will be able to edit it. I have already asked the designer to make a new design, because we're already redesigning all this artist module, so I've asked him to make a new design for this, so this will be much better once we get it implemented and make much more sense. But that's the place you find it. Regarding the sub-user categories, this is a different name for top 10 pages. So if you go in here and you can see that he is signed up in categories, you will be able to edit it right here. So click on the categories on the top 10 and click on the edit button, and then you will be able to take it away.